What you mean for every year that you was pregnant? How many times you was pregnant?
5 times.
Holy shit. Have you ever dreamed of dating a single mom? Well, if you have, for whatever reason, here is what you need to bring to the table to make that dream a reality.
What should we do?
Unc will help us.
Welcome back to the Unk Podcast. I'm Unk. This is Cam. We got a special guest, Rochelle, today that's going to give you the cheat code on how you can end up with a single mom happily ever after. What's up, Rochelle?
Right.
Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining us. Uh,
Private show.
so if
Single mother level 1, you heard? She at level like 4 or 5.
if LinkedIn was a dating app, what would have to be at the top of somebody's resume for them to get past your AI screener?
She is the AI screen.
I'm not the AI screener.
So when you go on a first date, what do you expect from someone?
I don't expect
That's
anything.
basically what he said. Asking.
On a first date, I expect good conversation. I expect you to be a gentleman. I expect to enjoy my time. But as far as that, I don't expect anything.
Okay, so you saying that you didn't say that somebody needs to make sure that they have to show you that they have a bank account, a 401k, and a what was that again? You said you wanted to know they have to
The
have.
conversations we have, yeah, I'm gonna ask you questions. I'm gonna ask you, if you have a security blanket. I'm gonna make sure that you can fend for yourself and you're not looking for
So-
someone to take care of you.
So can you
Yeah.
can you fend for yourself? She asking you these questions, man.
And when I mean fence, you have a savings plan, you have a 401k.
So she's on a
have
first
life
date.
insurance.
On a first date, people, do you hear what she said? That's what we're trying to debate and exactly what the thought process behind that is, as well as we're trying to explain the male perspective, which is what me and Unc here has, was the male perspective, folks. So now go ahead, Unc. Now explain to Rochelle what you feel about that and how you think that she's right or wrong, or her perspective is off or on point.
So here's my perspective on that. And now we're talking about averages. So I'm not necessarily asking Rochelle if you agree with this. It's more along the lines of if you could see it in other people. So it seems to me as if single mothers have learned from their mistakes, right? Realize what it is that they want in life, what it is that they're willing to settle for, and what they're not willing to settle for, and that they leave out the most crucial part of that equation, and it's that since they are now quote unquote damaged goods, they do not bring the same value to the dating marketplace. Therefore, they cannot set the same demands that they would have been able to do in their 20s before they had kids. So it's like they go while they're young, they just go out there, have fun, give it away to whoever, and now they find themselves full of regret. They want to change, they want to do what they should have done to begin with, and they really believe in their head that it's not too late.
Now, Doug, would you would you date a single mother, and how would you feel about raising the kid, or what the kid's value in the relationship is, and how do you deal with that, Rochelle, as far as dating people with kid, and how do you integrate? Integrate. I'm sorry, excuse me, integrate them into your relationships that you have with folks. That's a good question that we have.
Well, you asked both of us a question, so who do you want to answer?
Either one, you can go first. Whoever got the answer in their head first. Whoever is on their brain first.
Well, me personally, at this point in my life, no, I would not date a single mother. I have done it before plenty of times in the past, partly because I didn't want to be judgmental, partly because I figured, people learn from their mistakes, this could be a great opportunity, but as I've gotten older and gotten burned and paid for those decisions, I realized the reality of the situation is like I'm at my peak in life. So it's like young men are invisible to women, just like older women are invisible to men. you know, and it's like, so the same way when a woman was age 18 to 24 in the prime of her life and could have had her choice of whoever she wanted, that's where I'm at now, you know. So from then, and when
Pay for
she
the
was there, she was not willing to do, you know, any kind of charity and be with some dude that was beneath her. You know, she was gonna go for the best that she could get. So realistically, if I know that I could get myself a 25-year-old with no kids, right, that wants to have my kids and wants to be, you know, wants to be molded, wants to live my lifestyle, wants to just join along with what it is that I'm doing and not pick at, you know, like try to, you know, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's like to try to be too demanding, to try to be too controlling, you know, to talk back too often. You know, it's like as a man, you know, we're not looking for competition. We're not looking for someone to make our life more difficult. We're looking for somebody to enjoy our off time with. After we go out there and battle the world, I want somebody soft to come home to, you know, to enjoy my time. So it's like to have somebody, even the Bible says, I'm a Christian, right? And obviously, like, you know, I'm not perfect, but the Bible says that it's better to live in the wilderness than in a house with an argumentative woman, you know? And it actually mentions that twice in two different words. Once it says in the wilderness, and once it says on the corner of a rooftop. But twice the Bible repeats, you know,
corner of
that
a roof.
it's like,
Crazy. That just
yeah.
emphasizes how drastic the measure is.
Yeah, so it's like for me personally, knowing that there's 8 billion people in the world, you know, and knowing that I can pretty much have my choice, you know, with exceptions. You know, why
Mhm.
first of all would I settle for, you know, like somebody that comes along with another responsibility that I didn't already have? And second of all, I'm contributing now to all the men that get their kids taken away from them, because it's like there was a time where if a woman was to leave her husband or have kids out of wedlock, she'd be shunned. You know, it wasn't a thing. People like didn't do that. And you know, it's sad how the few that did got treated, but because of that, it wasn't commonplace. Now it's totally normal for a woman to go out there, make a horrible decision, have a kid with someone she should have never had a kid with, and now just go on with her life because somebody else would be desperate enough to wife her up, you know? And now it's like they have options. And that's why they're willing to do
Now,
that. See, women are emotional, they're not logical. And since men are not, you know, don't hold authority over them anymore, right? The only thing you can possibly do to try to keep the nuclear family in order is to not incentivize them to walk out of a family. Because as soon as times get rough, the woman's going to go file for divorce, unless she has to walk away with no money and without the kids. And nobody will fuck with her after. You know what I'm saying? In that case, then she'll stay.
now, my question is, real quick before we let Rochelle respond to you, how much you pay for the medication?
I'm not hearing you.
I said, how much you pay for the medication?
Huh?
How much you pay for the medication?
What medication?
So you got burned before.
Huh?
So you had got burned before.
Oh, pause. Oh, shit. Yeah, pause on that. Not that
I don't know
way.
the because later on, 5 years down the line, when a girl hears this one, she's gonna be like, wait, what? Some girl you meet down the line is gonna be like, yo, so what happened with that? You say you got burned and stuff. Like, you need to clarify these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, the one time I forget to call pause too, right?
So you didn't get burned. You mean you got played?
Yeah, basically. That's
Hey,
an old white people way of saying they got played.
so now, Rochelle with the response. Because I had to clarify that one before we went on. Because I was like, wait, burn? No shit.
You
That's why I'm
can't
kidding.
call pause on me without calling pause. You could have just
I
called pause
hate it.
on me. That would be great. Hey, yo, you got burned. It's
That you got,
crazy.
like, this is, I'm gonna let you rock with that one. All right, so go ahead there, Rochelle. Now, yeah, I know you got a response to them because I mean you already had the argument, so I'm gonna let you guys argue about this thing here because I have my opinion is basically the same almost as Doug's, and that's what I was explaining to her, but she had a different, very strong opinion, and she could articulate herself very well. So I wanted you to articulate yourself to Doug because Doug didn't believe the conversation I explained to him that we had about this.
Well, not
So
just me, but the viewers at home too. Don't forget.
well, they definitely not going to hear this because this is the type of stuff that people never going to want to talk about. What they do is people allow people have these type of conversations, but don't get into the real nitty gritty of it all. So go ahead. Let's get. They don't give people the platform and the opportunity to respond. So here's somebody who can respond to me and Doug's bullshit, if you consider it bullshit.
I never said you what you said was bullshit.
No, I'm not just talking about you. I was talking in general.
In general.
Yeah.
I mean, he has every right to going through his experience, lesson learned. But if you would expect a woman to understand that, why can't you understand after a woman, as you say, so-called is now run through, had a life-changing, whatever happened, she's not the same person. Why wouldn't you understand that? And why isn't it that okay? But it's supposed to be okay after you say you, again, have been through whatever you have been through, lessons learned, took L's, whatever, and this is what you are not willing to do at this point in your life. Women do that too. So why is it okay for us to look the other way for you, but you can't look the other way for us?
And also, now, how do you integrate that?
Well,
Yeah.
it's not okay for you to look the other way for us. It's actually really a horrible thing because women are supposed to be the gatekeepers. Women are supposed to make sure that only the best get a chance to reproduce. So if you're looking the other way for us, that's not good for society. That's how weak people get born. So you definitely shouldn't be looking the other way
Well,
for us the same way we shouldn't be looking the other way for women. But with me, it's not so much what's
so
it called? Huh?
response to that real quick. Now, because I've heard this before from women, so that's why I have a response. I'm not necessarily defending them. I just want to say what I've heard. Now, I've
Yeah.
heard that if they're taking, because men do the same thing too. You could be a trophy wife and a trophy husband or a trophy semen specimen. You get what I'm saying? So now you can integrate that with your conversation because there's people that do that, and that's things that I've seen and heard of before. And I not necessarily agree or disagree with it, but I understand it. I understand the concept and the logic behind it of somebody using somebody to have a kid because
Now,
they
in
want a
a
kid.
case like that, though,
Proper
as long
specimen.
as it's understood between all parties, then I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, if there's a dude that got a lot of money, like what's his name? What's the football coach that's like
Stephens.
75 and his girl's like 25. He
Oh,
knows
Bella.
that's Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows that all she wants is the money, and she knows that all he wants is the pussy, and
She's
everybody's
support.
happy with that arrangement.
I told you,
You know,
she's there the whole time. Him everywhere he go, you see her, and she's there with supporting him, like wearing the jerseys and wearing like. I mean, listen, man, she's playing her role. You can't be mad at that.
exactly.
If she
But
makes him
that's what
happy,
I'm saying. But yeah, if everybody's happy in that situation, that's
there you
fine with
go.
them. You know,
She's happy, but she wasn't happy. She finds somebody else that she can go find a soccer player. He not
exactly.
the.
And
You know?
now that was the point I was trying to make. It's not just the way that they look that's important. Now that's the most important thing. That's the thing that draws our attention to them. But then, like, they can fuck it up from there. It's like we want somebody that's, like I said, along for the ride. Someone that's submissive. Someone that's not going to give a hard time. Somebody that's not stubborn.
Hold on.
Someone that's not too
So,
opinionated. And the
so
older
what do you
women
think
get
about?
and the more kids they have, the more difficult they are to deal with.
So hold on. So what do you think about Chris Jenner? I mean, was that Chris Jenner? What's her name, right? Chris Jenner. She had the younger guy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of these females that got some money and the younger guy, Chris Jenner, the mother.
Kris Jenner is not, that's the mother. I thought Kris Jenner was the no, that's Kylie Jenner.
Kylie
Uh
Jenner is the
Kris Jenner
daughter,
was
and
with what they she left Bruce?
yeah, yeah, she been left Bruce. Bruce is a girl now. What are you talking about? Bruce
Yeah, I
thinks
thought
he's
they
a
stayed
chick.
together after that.
Not well for a while, and then he's I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's the Republican that wears dresses and has titties. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's like,
Yes.
check this out. Realistically, right? Realistically, here's the way I look at it, right? It's like if I make $200,000 a year, right? And I have 800 credit score. And I could go and lease whatever car that I want, brand new car, no one's ass has ever been in the seat, and whatever kind of problems are gonna happen with that car are gonna be covered by the deal that I'm leasing it from, and they're gonna give me a loan a car in the process while they're fixing for free my car. I have a choice between that or going to buy a car that has been in 5 accidents, has 150,000 miles on it, and no clue how it was maintained, in the 15 years that it's been on the road. Realistically, you there's a possibility that you could get that used car, end up saving you some money and never have an issue with it. But the smarter choice would be to lease the brand new car if you can. You know what I mean? If you can't, then you take what you can get. But if you have the choice, obviously makes sense to go for the one that's untouched.
Response, statement. You have some sort of comments. Yeah, I know you have ideas of what you want. You have very strong opinions before. I mean, you can go on and say what you want to say. It's okay. It's an open forum. We're not going to tell you, nah, you can't say that. Curse them out. Tell them what to tell them about themselves. You already know that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
we're not here for an echo chamber. We're not looking for somebody to tell us what we already think. We already think what we think. I'm open minded. If you have a better argument than I have, you might just change my mind.
My thing with you is you compare me to the girls that you've been with. That's the issue I have with you. And you sum up all women because of the women that you've been with. That's the choice that you made to be with these women. You chose to stay.
Okay, now I'm not selling. So now what she's trying to say is that you can't comprehend. All right. So her issue is she can't comprehend an argument where when she says something and somebody's like, I don't understand that because I never experienced that. I dealt with something like this.
Nah, she's right though. She's right. Just because your dog likes to piss on fucking fire hydrants doesn't mean that all dogs like to piss on fucking fire hydrants, bro. All right.
Slow down, all right?
Because you chose to be with these women and they chose to treat you how they treat you, opposed to standing on your own.
All right, so now here we go.
Your
right?
feelings don't count. You chose to stay with them and continue bad. That's where my argument with you is.
All right, hey, we go on talking about what you took about responding to him and what. But you don't want to respond to the same shit because he's saying the same as that I was saying.
No, he's
it's just that you're
not.
you're saying it without actually showing an experience. I'm explaining to the experience. So
no,
one at a time. One at a time. Oh, stop! We're not gonna do that. One at a time. Now, the whole point of the matter is we're trying to explain to her that there's a thing with single mothers that some of them, for some reason, they all kind of had the same type of actions. And she doesn't want to admit to this. So she's in denial. Now, you just explained to her exactly what I said to her, but you said it in a PG way. I just didn't say it to her in a PG way. You know what I'm saying? So me and her argument before when I called you was like, yo, this is a good conversation because she has very good, strong, opinionated opinions on this type of topic. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yo, the way y'all was talking the last time I seen what y'all had, da-da-da-da-da. All right, cool. But
see, the reason I try to explain things in a PG way, though, it takes the anger out of their response. And now they have to just, they got to be logical. If there's no emotion to be had, they got to hit you with logic. That's the only way they can respond is with logic when you don't prompt anger from them.
He started off saying with the situations that I've been with, the things that I put myself in, the decisions that I've made, I'm coming from this conclusion. He acknowledges where he made those choices. You
I don't
No, you don't, because every time I say Cam, you keep choosing these bad behavior. No, but these girls, Cam, but you keep choosing it.
All right, so here we go. Hold on.
He's acknowledging
I had this one chick, listen to this. I had this one chick.
Either me losing money or me getting in trouble or whatever. He acknowledged that. That's the difference. So there is no argument with him because he already from starting off where he wanted to go with the conversation. So started off with I'm acknowledging that I made these decisions, and from me learning from these decisions, now at this point in my time, in my peak, I'm not choosing to do these things. You don't do that.
Now,
different.
What she's saying is that I'm making supposedly a continuous decision. Now you're making some sort of different decision. Now, what she don't understand is what we're talking about is that it's the same type of woman that we're trying to explain to her, and she not comprehending that. Now, what was going on is that people, when you meet them, you might not understand them until you get to know them and really understand them. And it takes time, all these things. You know what I'm saying? Now, what she don't understand is that we telling her from experience that these things really do happen. And she's trying to act like she's oblivious to it, but she actually fits the category of what we're talking about. Because she is a single, and we trying to ask her these questions to see exactly where she's into or what exactly.
I know
How
the
does she handle certain
because I've
situations?
been that
No, hold
same
on. I want to see
person.
how does she handle these situations.
I've
And
been
listen
the
to
person
Because
this. Listen to this.
that
What you were just saying, I
look,
was thinking about the same thing, but a different version of it. Let me explain to you, right? It's like the type of single mother that's no good is selfish. And when they're like that, when you're new, you're the thing that they want. So they love bomb you. They smother you with it. They treat you great because you're the new exciting thing in
not,
their fucking life. And
not,
now once you've
was
been
not,
with them and once you've done for them and once they're relying on you, now they're
hey, hold
accustomed
up,
to you. They get comfortable. They fall
hold
back
up.
and they start neglecting you and fucking and not appreciating a fucking thing.
All right,
But
all
it's
right.
already
Look,
time has
look.
passed by the time it gets there. And as a man who's wired to
Mhm.
provide, especially when there's a kid involved, even if it's not yours, now you're in the point where you're trying to make it work. And this bitch don't give a fuck, but you're trying.
Right.
And that's the corner I'm not gonna paint myself into again.
Yo, Doug, tell her please, please.
I
She
haven't
can't
done
hear from me because I ain't gonna lie to
haven't
you.
done anything demanding.
My mouth is crazy. You got to tell her. And she still couldn't comprehend that little exchange right there. But that's not her fault. It's the culture. And she looking like, no, I'm not like that. No, it's not you. You're not your fault per se. It's the culture brainwashed all of y'all the
Well,
same
no, it
way.
is the culture because here's the thing, right? So women are taught from a very young age what they deserve, what to tolerate, what not to tolerate from a man. Men are
That,
taught from a very young age how to treat a woman, but not what to expect from a woman. And women are not taught what it is how to treat a man. And so, because of that,
that,
they don't care what it is that a man wants and have no clue what it is that a man wants. So women go out there trying to be attractive to themselves, thinking that's what men want. So the more attractive they are to themselves, the more masculine features they have, the more they remind themselves of the dude that they would want to be with, the better they think they are, the more they think they can, choose from. It's the exact opposite.
yo, you hear this nigga? Oh shit, yo, you hit it right on the nail. I think now she's gonna have a different response. She had something to say, but she's not allowing you to speak. So go on, Rochelle. Talk your piece. You have the floor. It's your go. You can talk what you want to talk to me. You want to talk to him. Your response to both. Take your time.
I'm trying
Ain't
to
no rush.
articulate what I'm trying to
Oh, just be discreet. That's all. You just very discreet.
get what y'all are saying. I can only speak from my experiences, so I'm not gonna put everybody in the category with my experiences. I've been the provider. I've been the one to do everything, pay for everything, whether I had a child or not. That's just my givens. So I don't know the side that you understand it. I hear it. I've heard other stories from other men. So I get, but at the end of the day, y'all chose these people. You chose that woman. At some point in time, you got to know the type of woman she was. And for whatever reason, you continue to stay in that situation. I'm not saying it was wrong. Again, I've been in that situation. I've been clouded by judgment, by being young, by being immature, at decision.
So if you've been through the same exact scenario,
I'm not saying it's their fault because I chose their bad decisions. When I was seeing it dead in my face, I continued
so
whether I loved them or not.
no,
So
no,
I
no.
get it.
See, all right.
But
What you're not getting
Yeah,
is
but
that
that's a
what we're
little bit different though, because these bad decisions, like I said, it didn't start that way. It would be after there was already a commitment. And as a man who's designed to protect and provide, you don't just walk away at the first signs of disrespect. You try to
no,
get
no,
down to the bottom of
but
it and you try to
walk
fix
away.
it. So now at this
I
point, you're sitting there explaining to the woman what is that she's doing wrong, what you expect from her to fix it, and if it doesn't fucking end up getting fixed after a couple times, then you walk away. But it's like we
that
try at least to fix it.
I agree with. If I tell you my feelings and you not validating my feelings or trying to acknowledge what I'm telling you to benefit us, then yeah, walk away. But if I know that you're still not doing or trying to show an effort and I'm still choosing you and choosing your bad decision for whatever feelings I may have, at the end of the day, that's on me. That's not on you. Because now I know
Hmm.
the type of you are, and now I'm choosing the type of person you are. For whatever reason, guilt, love, financial, whatever, I'm still choosing you at the end of the day. Once I know who you are, I'm still choosing you. So at the end of the day, it's not on you for you to change. It's on me to now I know that what I'm seeing is not going to change. And now
So
I either have to put my big girl panties on or my big boy drawers on and remove myself for the situation because it's one, not benefiting us. And now it's causing my peace and my discomfort problems.
they
That's
did a
where the
They did a study and they found that on average, the reason that women pick these dudes that are not right for them, and this is fucked up, but it's true, is that women don't build an attachment to the people that are best for them. They build an attachment to the people that are familiar. So any kind of trauma that they went through as a child, any kind of anything that they saw their father put their mother through, or any kind of neglect that they got from their father or whatever, or from any kind of male in their life when they were a child, is a familiar feeling to them. So even though on the outright, most level, they don't like it. On a conscious level, they don't like it. Deep down inside, it's familiar to them. So they're drawn to it. So that the women that are always picking the wrong men, and these men are always very similar to each other, those women, it would help them now to look back into their childhood and see if there's any comparisons that can be made. 'Cause a lot of times
that's not
there is.
but that's not just a woman issue. That's a man and a woman issue.
Well, men can also have childhood trauma, but it doesn't necessarily affect their choice of a mate. That's as far as the study, the numbers and
You
stuff.
have
That
not
particular turned
men
out to be a woman issue.
yeah, behave like that, but you have men who hate women because of their mothers and how their of their upbringing or their perception of what a woman is and
Oh,
take it
but
out on
you see, but
so,
that's my point
yeah,
exactly. Um,
So
not
it's not
just
like these men are finding themselves. Now, some men find themselves with women that remind them of their mothers, but those men are not. Those men just hate women. Those men are just, celibate. Those men can't get a date. So it's the kind of the exact opposite. Whereas the women go for the men that remind them of their abusive father, the men push all women away because of their abusive mother. It's complete opposite. It's still a reaction to trauma, but it's different.
in my situation. Again, I can only speak from my situation. The men they picked have been aggressive. My father is a teddy bear. My mother is more aggressive. So the men I picked have been more like my mother than my so again,
Your mom was the father figure in your house. Your mother was the patriarch. So, the men that you're picking are like her, not like your dad.
I mean, you can't again, that's not a woman issue.
Remember,
And do
it's not as far as what the study said, it's not that you're picking someone that's like your father. It's that you're picking somebody that reminds you of your trauma. So
the similar
whatever it was that
that's
was negative in your
not just
life at that time, the person you're
woman
choosing reminds you of that.
that's not just a woman issue.
On
And you
the
keep saying
on a numbers level, it is though. That's what I mean. And there was a study. What I'm explaining to you is what the study showed. That's not even my opinion. I didn't conduct the study. I don't know what the validity of it is. I'm just telling you what the numbers say.
the
I'm just saying it's not a woman thing. Men have the same
And
trauma.
now
They
my opinion is the reason that it is a woman thing, the reason that the study shows that it is a woman thing and men deal with their trauma differently is because of the way that we look at negative events. So it's like if a man is doing something wrong. So if I go get a job tying rebar or roofing or something that I've never done before, and I'm now trying to figure out how to put the tiles down, and to the best of my ability, I'm like, all right, this seems like the way. And now someone that's been doing it for 40 years comes along and says, no, 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 that's not how you do it. Here's how you do it. I'm gonna understand that the way that I was doing that one particular thing was not perfect, was not the most efficient way. And somebody just corrected me to do me a favor, give me the cheat code to show me how to do it the right way. So going forward, I can now do it the right way. A woman will typically take it as a personal attack, take it as somebody saying that she's not good enough. And that's where the problems lie. You can't correct a woman. You can't give a woman guidance because they take it all as personal attacks as opposed to advice.
I would think as an adult, you would find ways to make someone understand what your point is trying to get across without being disrespectful, without, keeping their feelings, you know, in mind. Why is that funny?
Nothing. Just talk. Just listen.
I would think that, right? Common sense, like, okay, if I'm saying it this way and you're not getting it, and then it's not registering to you, and I try it this way and it's not registering. Okay, let me try it different ways, or let me figure out what I'm saying that you don't understand, that we can be in one chord. Am I wrong for thinking that? Is that not what happens? No.
No, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like uh, everybody, myself included, we don't always look at our tone and our body language as much as we look at the other person's. So a lot of times somebody might just be matching our energy and we take offense to that. We take it as, all right, this person is being disrespectful at this point. And I am a firm believer that a man not necessarily should sit around and put up with it. When it's time to go, it's time to go. But up until then, a man should be a little more stoic and maybe not, so reactive. But at the same time, we are human, and
Yeah,
there
is
are
that
going to be
you or is that
times
him?
that what we take as disrespect put us in a situation
Goodness.
where,
No.
you know,
Right? Because you be out there, right? You're single, you're dating. So now you
I'm
meet
actually
somebody.
not dating now, but I am on dating sites.
I don't even understand what the fuck that means. I'm sorry.
I haven't been. I haven't
You
been.
don't
I mean,
have
she
respect.
got she got hooks in the water, but nothing's biting. That's what she's saying.
Holy shit! What the fuck is she talking about?
I'm on dating sites, but I haven't been on any of my profile in at least a month.
And why is this? Talk about it.
Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I don't want to be bothered.
Okay, you just not acting supposedly.
Yes.
All right, whatever. Well, you act like that. I'm just you talk. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? So according to her,
I could done you. Keep playing with me, kid. Keep playing with me.
Yeah.
according to her, then I go.
Right. So here's the shit that be getting me, right? This is what remind me of like the average single mom, right? Because when we're
Yeah.
going back to what you talking about before, when they want you to have this good job and all of this shit, right? And be, a certain height and everything, right? It's like I just picture, imagine somebody that work at the supermarket, minimum wage. He's just like, all right, and you ask him why he don't buy a car, like why he taking the bus to work every day for the past 4 years, and he's like, I'm waiting until I find a brand new Rolls Royce that I can afford, because I know my worth. I'm not riding around in a Honda. And like that's the reason that Buddy don't have a car at all because he's not fucking with that Honda. He's not driving a car until he can find a Rolls Royce brand new in his price range.
Okay.
That's what it remind me when a single mom, like, especially when they're over the age of 40 and shit, when they have
Okay.
like this whole list of
So say
requirements and like they
I
and they'll be rude about it.
have
I'm talking about the ones that's rude about it. And they'll be like, don't even bother hitting me up unless you have this,
Rolls
this,
Royce
and
is
this,
big
and this.
ones, man. Respect the name, bitch. That's a BMW, nigga.
Right. Okay. So the person that I am, not speaking for other women or whatever women y'all have come in contact with. If you was to tell me a story like that, in translation in my head, how I am, that says you have ambition and you're working towards something.
Hey, Doug,
So I can respect you on that.
you ever brought a drip flowers, Doug?
Yo, buddy
So
works at the supermarket, only his 40 hours, has no fucking second job, is not looking for no
that,
other job,
it doesn't
and just
matter.
works his 40 hours at the
With
supermarket
Yeah,
and goes
me,
home.
with me. That's why I said I can't talk for any other females. With me,
Yeah.
that does not matter. You have a job, you have a means of income, you're taking care of yourself. You are
only
working towards something. You have ambition, big or small, where you can, whether it
oh,
takes you 20 years, and you come to me one day after we stop talking and look, and you drive past me in that Rolls Royce. Again, that shows
No,
ambition
that's
and
what
you are
it is
working.
unrealistic because even in 20 years, it's not gonna happen. It's not good. Those cars are almost $1 million. You ain't gonna make that in 20 years.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Huh?
I don't know what
Because
this.
I just
If
because of the
he
parameters that I
say
laid
I'm
out.
working for
Because
Martin
under
and
the parameters that I laid out, that means he can't ever be anything more than a minimum wage worker who does not stay for anything past 40 hours. So under those parameters, he's not going to make enough in 20 years to afford that Rolls Royce.
now he can stay at that same supermarket and go from a cashier to a supervisor with them same 40 hours with
But
better benefits.
then he wouldn't be under the same
Go
parameters that I laid out.
from supervisor to a supervisor. So now he's managing that same supermarket in the next one. So actually, it is possible. It is realistic that it actually can happen. He don't even have to leave that damn market and eventually want to be able to get that damn Rolls Royce. Now we being realistic. Yeah, I don't want to
No,
leave this. I like this market. I like making sure my cans and boxes are where they're supposed to be at. I can run this supermarket.
yeah, but that's a
What's
different dude
the
though. That's not the dude from my
what's
example.
the
That's
that?
somebody
No, not
else.
that to the ambition he may have just for staying at that damn market. Since you just want to bring up a supermarket and it can never happen. It actually can happen.
No,
It
not
actually
under, but not under the parameters that I laid out. I laid out specific parameters,
all your
and if he
parameters
breaks any of those, like gets a raise or
weren't no
a
Doug,
promotion, that it's not the
all
same
you
dude that
said
I was
was
talking about.
at a supermarket. He is a regular cashier with 40 hours a week and tells me that he is working towards getting a Rolls Royce that is within his budget range. Not even price Rolls Royce, his budget range. So that can mean a used one,
No, I said
a old
brand new. I
one.
said brand new. I said brand new.
Yeah, I'm a thinker, Doug, so you can't tell me questions like that because now I'm gonna think of every possible way
But I
that
said
makes
brand new.
that Royce as a cashier at a supermarket on 40 hours.
But I said brand new though.
I didn't say it had to be. I just said it could have been an old one that's in his budget. You didn't say
No,
he
but
was
I
buying
no, but
a
I
new one.
did say
You
brand new.
said
I
that
did
was
say
in
brand new.
his budget. You said that was
A
in his
brand new one in his budget. I
not
said.
something
Don't
different.
worry. Remember who's
Now
gonna edit this. So I'm gonna. I'm definitely gonna throw the proof in there. Imagine somebody that work at the supermarket, minimum wage. He's just like, all right, and you ask him why he don't buy a car, like why he taking the bus to work every day for the past 4 years, and he's like, I'm waiting until I find a brand new Rolls Royce that I can afford.
Now that was something different. See, with me, Kate will tell you, I'm very black and white. I will hear what you were saying. You said
Extreme black and white.
within
Oh my
his
god.
budget. It don't gotta be a brand new one. It could
But
be
I
an
said
old
brand
one
new.
that
That was
he
one of the
could buy.
stipulations.
So again, it is possible, Doug. I'm not that type of person. I will think
But
of every fucking
but
way as a
brand new was one of the stipulations.
it wasn't.
Yes, it
It
was.
wasn't. No, it wasn't. You distinctly said within his budget. I am
I
saving up
said
to
a
a
brand
Rolls
new
Royce
one that was within his
my
budget.
budget. Okay, thank you, Doug. But I'm not that type of girl.
That's what
So
I
yeah,
said, a brand new one. A
I will make
brand new
but
one that's within his budget. So he won't have a car until there's a brand new Rolls Royce that's
oh,
within his budget, working at minimum wage for 40 hours a week and never getting an increase and never getting a promotion. That's what I said.
okay. Still not an issue. Still not with me, it's not an issue. With me, it's not an issue.
But we're not talking about, but that dude, that hypothetical dude was never a potential mate. What I was saying to you is that these women with these high standards remind me of that kind of a situation where a dude is unwilling to drive a car until there's a brand new Rolls Royce that he can afford without getting a better job, and he only makes minimum wage, and he'll only work 40 hours a week. That's what I'm saying. It reminds me of. It's like at that point, these women they're getting attention from dudes that may not be exactly what they want, but all women go after the same men. It's like 85% of the women go for the top 10% of men and then they get mad that they get cheated on, but they're all going after the same dudes. And there's plenty of like solid dudes that want them, but in their mind, these dudes are not good enough. So that's where the whole dilemma falls into place. It's like, there's plenty of dudes out there that these women could get, but they have their standards that are set way too high. And now they either end up alone or they just keep getting fucked and left. And they can't understand why. They keep calling men pieces of shit because the men are just fucking them and leaving them. But it's realistically, that's because you fishing out of your league. What do you think is gonna happen? Men are fucking physical, visual creatures. If a chick is throwing pussy at us, we're gonna take it. But it's not like anything's gonna come of that.
They don't understand
And they think like, oh, okay,
that.
this guy must really like me because he was willing to have sex with me. Fuck out of here, man. Come on, man. Did you forget?
If you
So,
expect of people and have them slinging dick at me, I would expect and control myself. I would expect the same thing if we're in a relationship. Now, if we're not in a relationship or we have situations understood on what it is, then I don't give a shit. But if we're in a relationship and you're telling me you're trying to build, you're trying to do this,
well,
but then
nah, they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be telling you all that, though. I'm talking about the ones that just go out and date a chick, and it's never spoken about where they stand. But since the dude is such a quality mate, the chick has ambitions on being his one and only. And when it doesn't turn out to be that way, now she gets all upset.
I need to know
Meanwhile, there's
why.
plenty of dudes that do want to be her
Hear
one
what
and
she said?
only, but now they're
Said
not good enough.
where a man.
That I have it again. I would expect my mate to have as well.
Well, here's the thing. When I meet a chick, she's auditioning to be my chick. And if she
There
says
you go.
anything like that, that's a red flag. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like, don't be putting pressure on me. Make me want to be with you. Here's
it is.
how I ended up in every relationship I've ever been in my life, other than my wife. When I met my wife, my dumb ass was out there looking for a wife. But up until that point, I would just be out there casually dating, seeing chicks that I thought were attractive and fucking them. And that was it. And then once I would find one that I really enjoyed spending time with, and I ended up finding myself, wanting to hang out with her every day. And that's when I ended up cutting off all the rest of the chicks that I was already talking to. And now I find myself in a relationship. That's how it works. If I got a chick from the fucking first day, like breathing down my neck, getting aggressive, so what are we? It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know, but I don't know.
I'm
No,
not
chill, please.
if we again, I need to know where we stand. So if we're just casually dating, that's all well and good. But once feelings are involved and we have a conversation like, hey, this is what's happening. I'm feeling
When do feelings get involved?
when you're honest with yourself, start having feelings for the person more than what you
So she's saying there has to be a meeting, like has to be a memo,
Well,
send a memo.
nah, but see, that's communication, though. If you just, it
You guys
starts
gotta
off,
have
it starts off as casually
a
dating, no matter what.
not
You start
understanding what
catching feelings, you speak up, and you tell them, hey, listen, like,
I'm not
I
understanding
know,
what
we just been like, this been just kind of casual and shit, but I'm starting to have feelings for you, like,
that's
you
what I'm
know,
saying. That's the dumb thing to fucking do. What the fuck is wrong with communicating that?
nah,
Hey, I'm still having
that's fine. The way
yeah,
you
we
said
would
it before,
never
though, it
like
sounded like you were like, on some, put a knife to somebody, throw and be like, so where we at?
I
so
need to know. It's not. I'm not gonna. No. I'm. That's again. I'm
y'all
not
do that before or after y'all have sex with people.
one. I
Praying
don't.
mantis.
I take a while for having sex, so that's way before we have sex.
And then
Casually
that's
date
the other
or
thing
hang
too. That's the other thing too. It's like, you
right.
gotta be
Oh,
careful with it. It's not even worth dating at that point because, truthfully, a man that's willing to wait, you know what I mean, at anything, at your age and knowing that you already have kids and everything, a man that's really willing to wait is a desperate dude, man, that really got no options. And he's just so lucky that some woman just misread his desperate signals and gave him a chance, but believe me, that's not the man you want to be with. Instead of making the dude wait, the main priority should be like you trying to feel the guy out, just be a good judge of character and just know, like, is this dude being genuine? Is this dude being real? Like, well, we're hitting it off. Is that really what it is? Or is this guy just pretending? You know what I'm saying? Like, but as far as like, making somebody try to go on multiple dates, like, Like I don't know, man. Like I've never in my life didn't fuck on the first date. You know, personally. You know, if there's been times where I didn't fuck on the first date, but there wasn't a second date. So it's like out of every relationship I've ever been in my entire life, I fucked on the first date, or else it didn't turn into anything. Matter of
It's,
fact,
it's
I used to have a T-shirt that said "I fuck on the first date," and I used to wear that shit on my first date. And if the chick didn't
I've
laugh, I would
I've
just
had
be like, "You know what? This ain't gonna work."
hey, none of my relationships worked, and I'm not a sexual person, so but I'm just from hearing what you saying, obviously you leading with sex. None of your relationships work.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
explain.
That, and you know what though? It's the quite exact opposite for me. See, it's like I fuck myself up having so much variety in my past that when I do settle down for one chick, I find myself like getting bored with just being with one chick and only one chick and having no variety. So now it slows down the frequency and you know that I'm fucking them, and then like we start having arguments because you know they're in a bad mood because they're not getting what they want, and they're not gonna come out and say it, but they get all like bitchy, and then now that's a turn off to me. So that pushes me even further away, and then I find myself in a situation where I'm with a chick that is giving me a hard time, giving me an attitude. The only thing she wants is to get fucked, and for some reason, I'm like too stubborn to just fuck her, even though I'm not in the mood. And that's like the story of the downfall of just about every relationship I've ever been in, other
Hey
than
yo,
It's not
my divorce.
based off
okay,
the
let's check.
sex. Like I don't.
Respond to him. No, respond. Because he
I
said
get
his
that.
experience.
If
But
listen,
you said you're not a sexual person.
I'm
He said you're not a
not.
sexual person. So
Like
explain
it's
explain
not that
explain your
when I'm
point of
okay,
view.
one, when I'm with somebody, I'm with you. It doesn't matter sexually. It there's no limit. But again, it's not just off the bat. I need to be no. It's more than that. It's the little things. Me personally. Again, I can't speak for other women. I'm only speaking for myself. It's the little things with me that will make me want to continue or do the nastiest shit with you. Little things meaning I don't have to, if we're living together, I don't have to tell you, I see you washing dishes. Or it could be we're just sitting around talking about the news, or you come in and you call me a certain name that you haven't said in a while. It's the little thing. It's not the big gestures. It's not the you need to spend money on me. It's the little things. So, and if I tell you, hey, I'm tired, I'm not in the mood, and you can understand that, and you'll be, hey, let's just watch a movie, or hey, let's just the fact that I'm next to you will be enough for you. That's what I want. And it's like if I communicate with you and then I tell you that, you look at me like I'm funny, like how the fuck you looking at me like
I didn't say
why
nothing.
would that be
I'm
an issue
listening.
if I'm
Talk.
communicating that with you?
Talk.
If you're my partner, and
I'm hearing what you talk.
I have to listen to your feelings. I have to listen to when you telling me, oh, I got my period, or oh, my head hurts, or oh, I need this, or this person is going out and I need to have this. Can you do this for me? You're expecting me to do that for you. But when I disclose my feelings for you is dismissed, that's when communication is like,
So you saying that when you had boyfriends before, you're dating, you've had that type of experience.
yeah, I have.
What do you feel, Doug? You think that what you think she's realistic with what she's saying, or do you feel as though she's delusional with what she's saying?
I don't know because I think I might have misheard something because the way she just ended it off, it sounded like a list of complaints about women, like the type of things that women
And
want.
I don't
Like
want,
I didn't catch not
I
one
like,
thing that
I'm
women
not,
No,
try
no,
to
no, no, no.
do.
Then she's like, "Why are you looking at me?" I'm just looking at you like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you just giving this argument a good standard. Like, all right,
I'm not,
whatever. Like, I
not
don't
for
know, like,
like, okay, like,
whatever.
not for
But let her
nothing.
talk. Let her talk. That's
Me
why I
and my
wanted to get out
best
the
friend,
view.
like,
Let her talk.
there's a, the majority of how the women that y'all describe, I cannot stand. So I get what y'all are saying. So when I say certain things, it's on the perspective of because I've been in these certain situations. So when I say like, hey, if I'm telling you, I've been on the side of I've been tired, I don't want to have sex with you right now, or I'm not in the mood right now, and it's an issue, and it's all, and it's that. So when I communicate with you, and but you tell me you want this from me, but when I tell you this is what I want from you, you can't do the same thing. It's like it doesn't.
God forbid a woman ever tell me what the fuck she wants from me, man. That would have been a dream come true.
But
Holy
it's
shit.
communicate, and people don't know how to communicate or don't feel comfortable. to communicate, or they're afraid of what the repercussions of me telling you how I feel is gonna happen. You may leave, you may look at me differently, but I'm big on communicating. So I can't understand. Again, I've been in those situations. I've been the person who stuck behind somebody who's cheated on me repeatedly, and I know that they cheated on me repeatedly. But because of whatever, I stuck around. I chose that.
Hey, Doug, you a cheater?
Nah, man, I'm not gonna front. When I was younger, I was, and then I fucked up and I cheated on somebody that turned out like that I cared about a lot more than I realized. You know, this is before I had any like real serious relationship with anybody. And when I lost her because I fucked up and got caught cheating and shit, dude, that shit fucked me up. Like I never felt anything like that up until that
Really?
point in my life. And that's when I was like, yo, you know what? I'm never doing that shit to myself again. So yeah, nah,
I, so if before we
no.
get to you cheating, I would hope that you would tell me, hey, I'm not feeling loved. I'm not feeling happy. I don't.
But it's not like that at all with men. It's like, check this out, right? What's your favorite food?
I don't have a favorite food, but if I had to say, it would have to be doubles.
All right, so imagine if the only thing you could eat for the rest of your life, breakfast, lunch, and dinner
I'd
was
be
doubles. You know,
I'd be
it's like,
satisfied. I'd be
huh?
satisfied.
Yeah, yeah, for a couple of weeks. But eventually it's like, yo, what the fuck, doubles
Uh,
again? That's how it is for a man. So it's like, it's not that I don't feel loved at all. It's that there's so much
as a man,
variety out there. Like I
platter.
said, we're
I want
visual,
egg, I want
and
scrambled. I want
we're designed
sunny
that
side.
way.
I want bacon.
We can
I
spread
want
our
steak. I
DNA,
I
you
want
know, throughout
chicken.
the
That's my
world
meal
in
every
a
day.
year. You know, you
And
got
Not even
thousands
fried.
of kids.
okay,
A
I
woman
want pork
can't do
porridge.
that, so there's
oh,
no
oh,
desire to
I
do
want
so.
like
So you don't get the same
I go
feeling
here.
when you're looking at, you know, the opposite sex that we do. You know, we see a fat ass, we see some nice thighs, we see a pretty smile, you know, it makes us
okay.
want to
So
fuck.
get this. If that's the case, if that's what you need as a man, from whatever from your spouse. Hold on, Doug.
Every
If
single
that's
man.
what you need, then you need to tell me how to do those things.
Woo!
Basically, how Cam just said, you need scrambled eggs, you need bacon, you need all this shit.
All right,
Hold
on.
on. Teach me
No,
how
no,
to
no,
cook those
he didn't
scrambled
hear.
eggs that you like.
He didn't hear.
You know, the only thing what he's talking about is bringing other chicks home for
Then,
us. That's what he's talking about. If you want to bring other chicks home
then
for
that's
us, then that's a
yeah.
different story.
Well, I was like,
That
okay,
works.
that too, but that's cool too. I accept that. That I accept that direction as well. So now, get what I was saying. What I was saying is that I need
Well,
scrambled eggs, I need steak, I want bacon, I want acne and saltfish, I want jerk chicken, I want porridge
Then teach.
every
mhm.
day. Now,
How you gonna teach
keep
you?
on
We're
trying to
talking about
teach you
physically. We're
what,
talking about it's a physical
what
thing.
personal.
So how you gonna be a little short, thick white girl one day and a bad Indian chick the next day and a fucking sexy Chinese bitch the day after that and a fucking Saudi Arabian chick with hair down to her ass the day after that? How you gonna be a different chick every day?
Then
And how you gonna like
And
completely transform your look into
as a
something
person, if
else?
I
claim she
hold
don't
on,
wear get a mask. You heard?
my nigga, if
She
I'm
want to put a
with
paper
you,
bag.
if I'm with you down, ride or die. Again, I date for intention. I'm not dating just to be fucking dating you. We're gonna be together for the rest of our fucking life. So guess what? If that's what the fuck you like, we're gonna find a compromise. Or guess what? You're gonna be buying fucking costumes. I'm gonna be dating this. We're gonna be every other
Nah,
day. All of that.
what happens is the man ends up just suppressing his urges and forcing himself not to cheat and doing what's right just for the sake of it being what's right. And in return, all we ask is for a chick that's not gonna be all fucking
Yo,
aggressive.
Doug, I got so many females that have different opinions, and you'd be surprised they're different opinions. But her opinion right here, you see, and you understand. You know what I'm saying?
I compromise. I'm not
She's
Hmm.
saying
again.
these things supposedly, but I don't know.
It's
You got
not
to talk to people that
again.
she's fucking.
And I tell you all the time, Ken. You
Just
can.
just for the sake of the podcast alone or the
You said the
journalism.
two lames that I was with. Go talk to those two lames and really ask them how to fuck. I literally was annoying them with trying to figure out how to fix shit so that it doesn't end. My nigga, I don't play that game when it comes to dating. Again, I date with intent. I'm not dating for fucking fun. I don't have time for that.
So, like I said that, right? Like I was saying, which caught me off when I was talking to her about it, and her quick comment And she made like a quick comment, like it was no big deal. Like, yeah, I want to know about somebody's bank account. I want to know if you got a 401k.
I
like,
do want
like, hold on, wait. So you saying you want to date?
No.
Yo, you don't ain't how rough. You don't ain't how rough you sound right now.
That's not about the point of that. Let me
because
get the
of the situation
Damn,
that
can
I've
people
been
get
in.
the content of what the fuck we was even
Go
talking
ahead.
about? Okay, so I was saying about the dating apps, because you have been on dating apps, she's been on dating apps, and I'm like, well, what the hell are dating apps are about? And I was letting y'all explain to me what the dating apps are about. It's just that you explained to me separately from her. So when she explained it to me, that's why like, yo, we got to get her on so she can explain her opinion. That's it.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about her. I'm telling her, like, yeah, you don't, Michelle, you don't hear how rough you sound. Like when I understand you got some enthusiasm behind it, but that's what we're just talking about. Like one of the most important things that will attract a man to a woman is that she's
That
soft. You
Unfortunately,
know, it's like you sound mad
though,
aggressive.
okay, one, I was raised by a man. My father taught me everything.
so now here's
My
the
mother
excuse.
didn't teach me to be soft. I
Yo,
don't know
Doug rolled
that
on
woman.
too. I'm like, I gotta roll.
I don't know that womanly
This shit
shit.
got me
I
like,
was raised
woo,
by a fucking
this
man.
is great. It's getting deep now.
And when I mean raised by a man, my father taught me how to cook. My grandfather taught me how to cook. My father taught me about my fucking period and fucking boys and all that.
That's what I'm saying. You wasn't raised by a man. You was taught. You had a man that taught you how to be a
So
woman.
I I had
That's the
at
problem.
certain points in my time, I had to be aggressive. Even in my relationships, when I was submissive, I had to be aggressive to fight for my life. I've been in abusive relationships and all that. Again, shit that I chose. I chose that, but at the end of the day, I had to be aggressive.
So
So
y'all
so
Yeah,
at a
but
point in
here's the
time
thing.
when
Like,
I
let me tell you something.
find
Let me
I
tell you
have
something.
no problem.
Like people like me and Cam, right, can be very dangerous people, you know? But you don't see us so much getting all aggressive all the time. It's like because there's a time and a place for that. Like, so if you're in an abusive relationship, then it makes total sense why at that point, backed up against the corner and shit, you'd be aggressive. But you're not there right now. You on a podcast with people that's not
I'm
gonna
being
hurt you.
aggressive. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And it don't matter. Like, it's not like no, you don't have to apologize. It's not like we can't handle it. I'm just pointing this out so this way when you come back and watch the episode, you can listen to
Hey, yo,
your voice and
Mario,
you can be like,
hold
Oh, you want
damn, you know what?
to go, girl?
I probably
Oh,
want to
I
deal
know
with
you
that
want
shit
to
either.
point.
And just
I'm
now you sounded so sweet.
what I'm doing.
When you said those words, I'm being aggressive, you sounded so
Yo,
sweet
bro.
when you
Yo,
said that
listen.
shit.
The whole point of the matter was, y'all. You said you was on a dating website a few years ago. She said you was on a dating website. I'm like, well, what is that shit about? It's just a question I asked her, and the way I want to go on a date. I need to do this, this, this. I'm like, who the fuck is dating you? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's crazy. And then she went into the whole spiel. That's how I called you. Like, yo, you gotta get her on because she has a. She articulated. No,
You called them?
she articulated herself very well, and I understand her point of view, and I disagree with it, and that's why I wanted you on because she's not gonna hear me talking. If I say it, she's like, "Ah, fuck you, nigga. You're talking some bullshit. I don't want to hear what you're talking about. You're like this all the time." No, but you now is like you're not. She don't see you all the time and hear you, so it's different. You know what I'm saying? So now you're saying it to her. Now she's like, "Oh shit,"
I'm being
and really,
aggressive
she
to
don't
our
realize it. She don't realize. I'm just trying to explain her like, yo, maybe this will be happening to you with guys. I don't know. She be like, I'm wrong or something. Like, yo, I'm just telling you my opinion.
But
Like, all
again,
right, whatever. Like, you're not
unfortunately,
understanding this shit.
I even have to be this way at work because people take me for granted and people will, if I don't, they feel like I don't know anything and they will try to run over me and I don't like that. So I do have to be aggressive.
This is the whole point
So
why I want to do a podcast
unfortunately,
about single mothers. Because
Yo, it's only running. Let me tell you
I
something that
feel
I
like
learned in life, right? And I'm still struggling
I
with
feel
this too myself. It's only
like
people running over you if you're
there is
yo,
unwilling to
yo,
serve
both
others.
can hate each other.
If you're willing to serve others, if you're willing to be selfless, if you get some kind of joy out of doing for others, right? Then it's never people running over you. It's just life. It's just you just being there and serving the people around you. Like and not expecting anything in return. It's only when your expectations don't meet up with reality that we're upset about things. But if you just give without expecting anything in return, you'll always be happy. And it's that happy vibe that makes people want to be around you. It's not the doing. That's why it feels like you're being taken
Yeah,
advantage of. Because if you're
nigga.
doing for people and you're not getting, your own reward out of doing for people, then you're going to be bitter, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to be off-putting to the people around you. But if you're giving for the sake of giving because you just like to give and you're not expecting a damn thing in return, then the pleasure that it brings you is going to give you such a fucking, just a good attitude that everybody's going to love you for real and nobody's going to take
But
advantage of you. There's
after
different ways to give.
going to therapy and evaluating certain friendships, again, talking from me, and really being honest with myself and looking back, I would say 85% of the people that I did help out of the kindness of my heart, just because I love you and you're around me, abused that and did take advantage of me. And when other people noticed it, I ignored it and was in denial about it. And again, going through therapy, realized that I shouldn't have been that way. And I did allow certain behaviors because out of love, out of, you know what, I know the situation or whatever, being optimistic and thinking that person would never do that to me. It could never happen to me, having that mentality. It could never happen to me because I'm this.
Yeah. Sometimes love is letting somebody fall on their face, though.
I know that now. So that's why I have the standards that I have when it comes to dating people, because of the situations that I put myself in, that I allowed to happen. Now there's certain things I'm going to look for way before feelings get involved, just to protect myself. So yeah, I do need to know that you have a bank account. I do need to know that you have a savings account. I do need to know that you have health insurance. I do need to have a thing because
But
one, I'm not
but
gonna,
here's the thing, though. The guy that has
I
the bank
know
account,
that,
the guy
but
that
I
has the
need
savings
to
account, the guy that
never,
has the health insurance and the 401k, he's going after a 25
then
year old with no
then
kids.
you're not
The guy that's going after
that
you,
is
with all due respect, is going after you because he doesn't know any, he doesn't have any of those things, and he knows his worth. And he's not gonna sit there and go after a chick that he should have to need all
that's
those things
cool.
to get.
And they are entitled to that. That means you are not for me. But I also know my worth now. And this is what I will not accept, because there is on no way on God's green earth am I going to take care of a bill? Am I going to take care of a car gas? Am I going to take care of anything unless I'm utilizing something? There's no way I'm helping with that. So I need to know that you could do that on your own. However you care, that's you.
But But let me ask you something. Let me ask you a question though, right? So when I say he knows his worth, I'm saying that he knows that he's not as far along in life as he should be. He knows he doesn't have, anything saved up, and his job is maybe not a good one. He's pretty much not financially stable and therefore not appealing to the prime women that he would like to be with. So it's like, since he knows that that's not what he can get, he now finds someone that he finds attractive within his league. Now, it's like the reason that when I say he knows his worth is it's we know that ambition, goals, ability to achieve those goals, time frame, stability, finances, along with, it's a bonus if you have certain physical attributes. We know what it is that makes a man valuable, and we know whether or not we have those things as men. We can look at the list and we can be honest with ourselves. What is it that we have, and what is it that's on this list, and we can deduce from there what it is that we're worth. You say you know your worth. Where are you getting this from? Where is this now? What is the list for women? Like, what is it that you possess that other women don't, that make you feel like your worth is that of someone that can pick and choose and shouldn't just be happy to whoever's looking in their direction?
Meaning it,
And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that's what you are. I'm
if
asking you
my
what
car broke
differentiates
down,
you
I can
from that.
fix the car myself. If there was something that happened in my house with plumbing, I can fix it with myself. If I need to defend myself on a physical level against somebody, man or a woman, I can do it myself. I don't need to call anybody. That's what I mean when I know when I
No, but what I mean is your worth on like the dating marketplace, like stuff that makes you attracted to a man, like something that a man would look at
don't
those things and choose you
okay,
over
on
another
that
woman
on
because of
on
what
that
attributes,
aspect,
like
I don't ask for much. Be honest with yourself, be honest with me, have something you're working towards. You don't need to have a car because I don't have a car. I take MTA. That's my mode of transportation. So I don't care about how much money you have. You can make more than me. You can make less than me. I don't care about that. But you have to have something going on. You have to be working towards something. I don't ask for much. I don't cheat. I don't expect you to cheat. If there's an issue, I expect you to communicate that with me about big or small. If you think it's going to hurt my feelings, if we're in this together, you'll understand. I'll get over it and we'll work together to fix whatever issue may arise. And that's it. I
you already said enough for me to give you credit.
and I
I just want to ask you one thing
yeah.
just to clarify. So basically, I think there was just a misunderstanding. Um, it you don't necessarily need to see the guy's portfolio. Tell me if this is a true statement. All right, the guy has nothing to give you, but has nothing, no need
Uh-huh.
to take from you. You're gonna be with him, and your finances will not change at all. You will not be supporting him in any way. He will not be supporting you in any way. Unless there's a one-off every once in a while, and you need some help, or he needs some help. Obviously, you're not gonna, if you get paid on Thursday, and you know what I mean, like your car breaks down on a Tuesday and you need to borrow 200 bucks until you get your check. Obviously anybody that cares about somebody else, regardless of the relationship that they have, is going to be there for that. I'm talking about just overall. It's like he takes care of his own self, you take care of your own self. He's never going to need anything from you, but he's never going to be able to support you either. That you wouldn't have a problem
No,
with.
because I've been with people. I've been with people.
All right, have you
I
ever been in
definitely
that
have been in that
situation before?
situation. A few
And what
times.
made it,
And these are long-term relationships.
and what
Cheating.
caused it to end?
One was cheating and
Fair
one
enough.
was abuse.
Fair enough.
And the one that was abuse was for 11 years. Like it and I would have did anything for this person. And I did anything for this person. Legal and legal. So
Mhm.
yeah. That's it. I'm not big. I don't look at what
No, so you're
I
fair-minded then. You're fair-minded.
I
You understand. It's like it is what it is. You're not looking for much. You're not, you just don't want someone to
I
take the leech off you.
I
You don't want to have another
I
kid that's not,
broke.
a
I have
grown kid.
not had money, and I know what I did to make sure that I did have money to never put myself in that situation. So I'm not one to judge people. I've hung out with people. My friends are people who have and who don't have. I'm not judgmental at all. One point in time, my ex best friend used to question for a good like 10 years, why am I hanging out with her? Because she lives in the hood and I'm from Long Island. I don't care about that shit. If my spirit take to you, my spirit took to you for a reason. I'm not hung up on that shit. But I do have a standard. I do have a moral ground. So once that's broken, on a friend level, a intimate partner level, then that's a problem because I don't move. You
Okay,
laughing,
okay.
Kim, but I don't move like that. I come.
But what do you see in the world around you, like, and as far as your peers, women in your neighborhood, in your age group, or even the
I have
younger women
friends.
coming up,
I,
like, what is it that you see? Do you see a difference between yourself and them? And if so, like, what is it
from
that
what
you
I
see
see
is
on like
different?
social media, everybody's doing whatever everybody's doing. Within the last 2 years, I cut off a 20-year relationship. So right now, I really don't have any friends really outside of Cam here and my best friend in North Carolina. So I when I realize my wrongdoing and now certain things I'm not going to tolerate and certain behaviors, I don't have the social friends or network that I had before. So that question is kind of hard to ask. But before, From what I see on social media, everybody's doing what everybody else is doing. I'm not hung on what people do. I'm just focused on what I gotta do.
Now, how much of the blame do you give to social media? Like, how much of it is social media is there highlighting what it is that people are doing, as opposed to causing people to
It could
behave
be a
that
little
way,
bit of
or at least encouraging?
it could be a
Encouraging is a
little bit
better
of
word.
both. It could be a little bit of both.
Because I always wonder, just with the world in
So
general,
my
when you see like everybody's like, "Oh man, the world keeps
right
getting worse and worse." Is it really getting worse, or are you
now,
just
fuck
getting
all
old
that.
enough to see it?
As a single mother, right? How do you feel that you integrate your
Fuck all
single
that.
motherhood into a relationship when you are somebody who needs somebody to do extra?
I don't need you to do anything.
Okay, now you feel as though it's okay to raise a child while you're in a relationship that's separate from the child?
Say that again.
Are you okay saying that it's okay for you to have a child and have a relationship separate from the child?
Me personally, in relationships that I've been in, being a single one, I'm not expecting you to do anything for my child because that's not your responsibility. I would never put that on you. Now, if we have conversations and you tell me, hey, I want to do this or I want to do that,
So when you get
hey,
pregnant, then what?
okay, then that's a different discussion. Communication that has to be had. Again, I'm big on communication. I don't like to be left in the dark. I don't like to assume shit. I
So
don't
basically, you're okay with having some side dude messing with you, having a whole relationship, and you're not really into a full relationship with you, your son, or you, your partner, and your whole family. Actually,
when I go
actually,
into
into a
a
relationship.
relationship,
Basically, you're doing. Hold on. Basically, you're doing either just dating, or exactly when does it come to the point where the person is serious with you, where you get to that next level, or is there a next level, or are you just separate? Like, because there's a lot of girls that I see that are very separate. You know what
okay.
I'm saying? So hold on. So a lot of girls go, like, you already see all the memes and stuff. They go to this place, you know what I'm saying? And well, you see it, right? Right? You see exactly where they go. They go to Bermuda. They go to fucking Europe, and this guy, yeah, they go to Dubai, and
Dubai.
they're taking all these pictures, but they don't show the fat guy that's sitting in the background. You know what I'm saying? The big fat European guy, or the big, you know what I'm saying? They don't show who's there with them. So my whole thing is, are you in that realm, in that possibility of that's how you're thinking? Because you're saying something, but it's just at a different level. Because now you're saying that you're okay with having someone who's okay with not dealing with your situation. That's the whole point of the conversation, that you're a single mother. How do you integrate a relationship with being a single mother? Because us as men, this is why we don't deal with single mothers. And then you're saying you don't deal with single mothers because you guys are the jerks. Okay, so now we start saying, I hear you. So now we sitting here now and having the conversation. That's why I brought you into the conversation, because you had an opinion that was very opinionated and you could articulate yourself properly. So I allowed you and Doug to have the back and forth. But this is the actual question. The actual question is now, at what point do you
Oh,
bring a man into the relationship with you and your son, or you and your you know what I'm saying, you and your family? And at what point, if a man says, I don't want to deal with all of that, do you cut him off or continue the situation?
Okay, so from my perspective and my experience, prior to my son getting sick,
You got that's not, you can't say that. Yes,
I'm,
guy.
I'm, I'm
You
talking,
gotta explain that if you're not
I
sure.
am. Shut the fuck up.
Break
Prior
that down.
to my son getting sick, if I'm dating someone, there will be at least a year of you not meeting my kid, seeing my kid, or anything. Yeah, we'll be dating. You'll probably pick me up from my house. You'll never come to my house. My kid will never see you. You will never see my kid. Once again, conversation is
You
had
know
at
what, though? That's all good.
one,
That's all good
one
and everything,
time.
and that's the
Once
way it should be.
a
But realistically, once you find the right dude, it's not gonna happen like
conversation
that
is
at all. The right dude, you're gonna make all kinds of
conversation is
exceptions
had.
for.
Again, I'm only talking about from me. Once a conversation is had, hey, this is getting serious. This is where I want relationship to go.
So
Then I integrate my kids.
So once again, the single mother explaining to you, the audience, that no matter what you do, you have to have this sort of conversation with her, put down a memo, make your application, and make sure you hit every point, get it
Get it
notarized,
notarized.
go to the lawyer, make the lawyer
Make sure AI fucking spell
memo it
check
to her
shit.
secretary. You know what I'm saying? Make sure her secretary reads it, make sure it's okay, then send her, and now she's gonna approve.
And then you gotta ask her parents
No,
for
you didn't even get that
permission.
far yet. You have to go a good year, right? A year. She has to do now a whole year worth of whining and dining. But she said, I don't need that.
No, he gotta ask the parents permission just to do that, just for
So
that
now
part.
the whole point of the matter is, now we're not saying she's right or wrong, folks. What we're saying is that at some point in time, you gotta understand that after someone had a situation with somebody, it's different now for the next person to come into play into the scenario, because now they're dealing with a lot. So now it's on the person who's involved in this scenario to make it appealing. And that's what we're debating. We're debating the appeal of whether her appeal, our opinion of the appeal, because she's one person who has an opinion. I could get others that have different opinions and compare them. Her opinion is very strong, articulated
One
But
properly.
all in all, men being
as a
logical and
single
women
parent.
being emotional. As men, we're looking at the risk versus reward, and the women are looking
I can
at,
hear
oh,
you.
anything
Like, he didn't
possible.
say.
Single parent.
I thought he didn't say she.
As a single parent, I'm not dating just for myself. There's someone else included, meaning my child. So that it has to be like that, because I have to protect my child at the end of the day. I can't have anybody. I know that I'm explaining why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I can't have anybody around my child. You got rapists, you got child pedophiles, you got all this crazy shit. You got kids who abuse just kids because kids are around. I'm not trying to take that chance on my kid just because of the decision that I made. So yeah, it is going to take that long. I am going to vet you to be around my kid, because I got to make sure that this is the responsibility that you are willing to take care of. I'm not putting it on you again. I would never put my kid on any. So
Pause.
I am doing the right thing. Because you are going to get attached to my kid. You are going to get attached to me. You are going to get attached to my kid. You are going to want to be around us. You are going to want to do things for him. We are going to have that conversation. So now I need to know that your intentions, one, are good for me, not just for me, but for my kid as well when it comes time to that. So yeah, it is going to be like that. So that's exactly why I say what I say. It could be crazy. It could be out of bounds. Oh, shouldn't take that long. It does take that long because I'm not just dating for myself. I'm not going to say unfortunate because I love being a mother, but I come with somebody. Now it's on the decision that I'm going to give you the option. This is what it is. You have the option to stay and you have the option to go. There is no feelings hurt. If you tell me, no, I can't deal with this. Okay. You have every right to say that. This is too much for me. I don't have any children, or I may have this and this and this. Okay. I understand that. One, because we communicated that. I'm not an invalid. I'm not slow. I'm an adult. I can hold an adult conversation. We can have this communication. So this is exactly how I move. So when I say what I say, yeah, it is going to take at least a year for you to meet my kid. One, because I need to know your intentions are good with me first. I'm going to let you know up front, yeah, I am a mother. You're going to know that off the rip. I'm not going to imply that, oh, I'm single, I don't have nobody. No, I do have somebody in my life. I have a child. And I'm going to move like I'm a mother. I'm not going to move like I'm single on the street and do it. No, I got responsibilities I have to take care of. You may not come first all the time. This will all be laid out on the initial. So yeah, it is an interview. You want to call it an application, but I'm going to give you the heads up because I don't want you to assume anything. I don't want you to think anything less of me more than I think of you. I am the type of person I am. I am on the up and up. I'm not going to surprise you with nothing. I'm not going to, again, if I'm meeting somebody, I'm not expecting you to take me out. Why? Because I can take myself out. If we go out to dinner, hey, I may pay for it. I have
Word
no
Dutch? You
problem
go
with that.
Dutch?
Hey, first date, I may pay. Second date, if we see each other for a second date, then hey, you may pay.
Hey, Dutch, we need to bring it down to fucking Florida
I'm
and have her
not
take us
that.
out on a date, you heard?
I'm not that type.
Hey, going does is when you both pay. Going grab is
Nah,
when
she
she
said she
pay
paid
for
for everything. We
everything.
both going out with her.
Yeah, that's going grab. That's going
Because I
grabber.
know if I can't take care of myself, what the fuck am I looking at somebody else to take
She's the
care of
first
me?
female
I'm
interviewer. We're
sorry.
gonna do like 10 female interviewers to have this point of view put
And
across properly,
I've
because
always been
I'm
like
not
that.
gonna lie to you. There's a lot of different point of views, and she has a very strong and opinionated point of view. So I wanted her articulate it properly because she could articulate it. Well, I want her to expose it because she could articulate it properly.
So when Doug asks, what do I bring to the table? I can take care of myself. I'm not expecting for you to be a Captain Save-A-Ho. I got my own crib, I filed taxes, all of that. So I'm not expecting you to be coming here and, hey, I got bills to pay. You want to pay my bills? No, if I can't pay my bills, I don't need to be talking to nobody.
Don't do that. You can't do that to me.
If I can't take her on a $500 dinner date by myself, I'm not expecting you to. I'm real.
That right there not necessarily a bonus or like a plus, but it does it is evidence towards your character. The main thing really is that, you're not a hard time. That's really what it comes down to.
That's the whole
A dude just wants his nuts empty and his stomach full and peace and quiet. That's it.
Hey, yo, nah. Let me tell you something, right? That goes a long way.
But I'm not a hard time.
Nah, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what he's saying.
I heard what he said.
Fuck what you talking about. What he's saying goes a long way. I don't give a fuck what's going on. As long as you don't fucking bother me, my nuts are empty and my fucking belly's full. All right? Listen, bitch, I get it together. Don't worry about it. When I'm together, everything's everything. You don't gotta worry about shit. When I got my shit together. Tell me get my shit together or be a part of what I'm doing. If not, then you gotta be a trophy wife. If you're not a trophy wife, you're not doing what the fuck on command, then you gotta help what's going on as far as the fuck. Yes. What I'm talking about is this. Either you're not letting me finish. You let me finish. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, actually, I don't know. Whatever niggas I don't know. I be trying to figure out the type of guys that mental capacity that deal with you. You know what I'm saying? I be figuring out. I don't know. Now, what I'm saying is this. My whole thing is there's two different levels to the shit, right? It's only two levels. No more than that. It's either you're a part of my shit or you're independent and you bring so much to the table that I can allow you to do what you want to do, but you got to allow me to do what I'm doing too. Allow, because you're allowing the same thing from me as well. So it's a joint. Hold on.
It's a team.
You're still stop. So why you can't comprehend that's what I just said.
It's team. But you said I still allow, and you got what you got. You're not allowing me to do anything.
No, who's you? I'm not. Stop. I don't know what you're doing, whoever you're doing, whatever. That has to do nothing. I'm trying to explain to you how I do things and how my mind state is. Because my mind state is what most men have. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you think it is, that's good. You can rebuttal it, and you could tell me, no, this is what I do when I'm around my.
Nah, she's talking about what I said earlier, which just touching up on wasn't something that I condone or I think is right. I was just wondering what your opinion would be if you found yourself in that situation. And that's why I said it's not necessarily a good thing, but it shows a lot about your character. Is why I asked that question. Not saying that would have been an ideal situation.
I want to interview different females at different levels of life to understand the mind state and what's really going on in our culture. Now, the problem with our culture is that people can't communicate properly, understand another person's point of view, and comprehend where they're coming from and correlate it to their lifestyle. So they could be like, okay, I understand, or I don't understand, and I just we can't click, which is cool. Now, let's have an adult conversation about it. But I'm not going to have an adult conversation about it the first time I date you, the second time I date you. So I'll be wondering what be going on the dating websites because she's on the dating websites. You used to previously be on the dating websites. And I just wonder what goes on. So I was just curious. So my curiosity is asking, what do you guys, as people who put yourself out there, what do you guys actually require? As a man, my first primary thought is, well, physically, how does she look? Well, what could happen tonight? And I'm not thinking about, well, 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line with this particular person. Them as females are, I guess, so they say.
I can't say them because I said
I don't.
Well, meanwhile, what I'm saying is on the date sites, the chicks have a whole bunch of pictures and stuff, but no bio, nothing about themselves at all. So all they're leaving you is what it is that you just talked about to look at, and nothing about themselves, but they expect you to be into.
Tell them, hey, let's go skydiving. Hey, let's go bungee jumping. Let's go fucking go karting. Let's go here and there. Like some yes, but 75% no. 75% you can't tell them to do some shit because either you gotta put the whole plan together. And it's every single time you're around that person, you got to do the same thing. You have to put that plan together. And that's the problem. The problem is I'm not going to sit here, fund the fucking shit, think about the fucking shit, plan the fucking shit, and then try to incorporate you and your fucking whole family, your group of fucking rugrats, and you sitting here on some shit that's not unagreeable. So, according to her,
I don't move like that, so I can't.
I didn't say all of that. That's why I wanted to record the shit, because you don't understand what the fuck I'm be saying. You said, nah, you be bugging, Cam. You be on this. She made me feel like I'm some asshole to some females or some shit like that. Oh, you're an asshole, Cam. You're a jerk. Why you act like? Why am I let you finish for when I was talking in the beginning? The whole point is I'm talking. That was the whole fucking point. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. That's the mind state. That is not her fault. It's that they don't realize it sometimes what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And now when you're trying to communicate with someone, you know what I'm saying? Friend, foe, fucking chick you're messing with, sleeping with, maybe girlfriend, non-girlfriend, a wife, a baby mama. It don't matter who the fuck it is. It could be a homeboy. When you're dealing with somebody in a situation where you're communicating with them, they have to allow you to have your full thought put out there, or they'll never understand where you're coming from. And now to understand a full thought, you see how I just pause right there to take a breath, to say you understand, to make sure that it's all around, it's universal, what's going on, to actually put my point across now, that we're different. Me and Doug, if we fucking agree on everything, we'd be gay. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? When you don't know what's going on,
Oh, why are you gay? That's the only reason we not gay is because I
you
don't agree
understand?
with you on that.
All the fucking time.
That's crazy.
This guy here,
That's a
we
crazy way
texting
to
each other
come out.
before we even go to, and we can't even agree on, because it doesn't make sense to agree on everything. That's weird. Now, if I can't, it's because you have masculine tendencies. You don't have enough estrogen in your system. You don't have enough estrogen around. It's a vibrational thing. You know what I'm saying? Your heart, we are all fucking radios. We are all antennas. We are receivers, and we actually push out a fucking vibration, which is considered electrical. I mean, we don't want to get too deep into it, but it's vibes. That's what the whole thing of electrical connection, electromagnetic, the same thing that Tesla was doing. It's the same type of concept. You push out vibes. We're talking here. We can connect. I can understand what she's saying. She just don't understand what I'm saying. That's the issue. Well, she says that. She claims it. I just don't believe it. And that's the problem. The problem is that I don't believe that she understands what me or what Doug is saying.
I do understand.
So this is why we put them on the podcast to sit here and have different interviews with different people with different point of views, because we don't think that they understand our point of view. So now we're going to come here, have an open forum with somebody who could articulate themselves that's intelligent, and they're going to put their point of view off, and we're going to say we agree or we don't agree. Now, I agree on the first part of our point of view. He didn't agree. The second part of our point of view, I don't agree with. He agrees. So you see how the back of this is what's going on in the culture. And now we have to have these type of conversations, but it has to be in a formal format. You can't sit there the first date, second date with somebody and fucking ask them what the fuck is their bank account, their 401k. Bitch, fuck you. Like what the fuck is that? I don't even want the government to know this shit. And I'm glad I have to pay taxes. I gotta go.
And you know what though? Especially I agree, not to interrupt you, but I especially agree on that because first day, second day, you don't even know if you're compatible with somebody. And now you're expecting this motherfucker to go sharing his financial information with every fucking stranger that he goes out to dinner with. That's a little bit
And then
crazy.
you want somebody to pick the place to go, pay for it, pay for it, pay for it. So how many days before you guys figure out where you want to go and take us out? That's a good question.
That's a simple question. Hey, where would you like to go? Simple.
So
What are you talking about?
hold on. So you're saying that you, in your capacity as a person that's out there doing what you do, when do you see it fit to start doing things like that? Like, okay, I've been dealing with A, Y, and B, or even better. What do you? Yeah,
AYB,
yeah,
what the
because
fuck?
I'm not going to sit here and play like if you're on a dating website, you're just going to go out with one person.
Yes.
No, I'm saying if you notice two people or three people that want to message you, will you message all three of them? See that? Nah, I don't know. I can't. Want to.
You
I
know
don't.
what's crazy though? There's a phenomenon that in anything, not just dating, in anything, like, shit at the grocery store or whatever, the more choices that people have, the less likely they are to actually make a decision. You give somebody 2 or 3 choices of deodorant, and they'll pick one. You give somebody 50 fucking choices, and they're sitting there
Probably why I
dwelling on
haven't
that
been on
shit.
my dating apps in so long. No.
Yo, it's funny you say that, right? Because like I'm subject to that same exact thing. You understand what I'm saying? At the end, we all are subject to that. We all sit here and we're all subject to the fact that if there's too many options, it takes time for us to decide.
And remember, the dating sites, their goal is not to
Yo,
find you happiness. Their goal is to keep you on their site swiping.
there's 3 things in life that I really care about, right? Before I even go into, there's 5 things in life that I care about, right? Family.
There's
Now I
6
have to go
things in
5.
life.
Family, money, cars. No. Family, money, marijuana, cars, guns. That's it. That's my life. That's what I have as a pedestal. Guess who comes in there if I meet somebody? A female. You know where they go? Or number 2. So it's family, female now. Now, God don't even go on the list of things that materialistic things that you want. God is beyond that. He's beyond that.
I don't.
So all right. So all right. So she wants to go her spiel and not let you talk. Let's. She had all this time. So now, yeah, I know this is what it is with it. Masculine.
Let us know in the comments, what do you think is easier? A hostage negotiation or dating a single mom?
Wow.
Another episode of the Young Podcast. Thank you for joining us. See you next Sunday, people.